Welcome back to the deep dive. So today we're doing something a little different. We're not wading through research papers or, data sets.
No spreadsheets today.
Definitely not. Instead, we're diving deep into art, into raw human feeling. Specifically, we're looking at the lyrics of a song, Touch Me Like Trouble by Bigot Much.
Hmm.
We're talking lines like, smoke in midnight, leather seat, a name spoken like it would never be repeated. Just, wow. We want to unpack the story, the potent vibe in these words.
Yeah, it's really something.
Our mission, basically, is to pull out the insights, the imagery, and all those complex, messy emotions. Should be quite a journey just digging into this piece.
And it's fascinating, isn't it, how just a few lines can paint such a vivid picture. It's not just describing a relationship. This feels like it throws you right into its dangerous side.
It makes you feel it.
Yeah, almost like you're complicit somehow. It touches on something universal, maybe uncomfortable, about, being drawn to things we shouldn't be. It's like a whole short story packed in there.
Absolutely. And for you, our listener, this deep dive is really a chance to maybe sharpen how you pull meaning from art, to get the nuances of emotional language. It's about spotting those big themes, desire, connection, even self-destruction, wrapped up in something that, maybe just seems like entertainment at first glance. Finding those aha moments.
For sure.
Okay, let's jump right into the core of it then.
Yeah.
That really arresting metaphor in the title and the chorus, touch me like trouble, burn me like gin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not just a simple ask, is it? It's asking for something intense, something risky, but wanted. What's that telling us right off the bat?
Well, it's more than just a paradox, isn't it? It feels like a direct, almost confrontational embrace of, destructive desire.
Right.
The speaker isn't avoiding danger, they're actively inviting it. Tribble and gin, they aren't just about harm, they signal intoxication, maybe recklessness, a kind of addictive thrill. It really sets the tone for the whole relationship. Intense attraction, but also, inherent peril, all tangled up. It almost suggests this deep need for a certain kind of aliveness.
An aliveness found maybe near the edge.
Exactly. An intensity you only find right there, on the edge of maybe destroying yourself. It feels less like just being reckless and more like a deliberate choice, a way of feeling intensely alive, even if it's dangerous.
And that idea of choice gets even sharper, almost chilling with that other line. You say I'm poison, but you drink me again. How does that take it beyond just recklessness? It feels almost ritualistic.
Oh, that line is incredibly revealing. It just strips away any idea that they don't know what they're doing,
Totally.
Both of them are fully aware of how damaging this connection might be. The poison isn't hidden, it's acknowledged out loud.
Yeah.
Yet the other person drinks me again.
Yeah.
It shows this dynamic where the pull isn't just strong, it's compulsive, maybe even feels necessary for them.
Like they need that specific feeling.
Yeah, it's like seeking out a particular emotional state, whatever the cost. It's a very self-aware indulgence in something that gives a unique, maybe dangerous kind of satisfaction.
It highlights how some strong desires just ignore the warning signs.
Exactly. It's the ultimate expression of that irresistible pull that just bypasses logic. Some attractions feel so primal, you just can't reason them away.
So we have this intense, almost addictive pull. But it's clearly not a one-time thing, right? The lyrics seem to scream pattern, an inescapable loop.
Oh, definitely. That cyclical nature is, woven right through it.
Where do you see that most strongly?
Well, phrases like, I'm your bad idea at 2 a.m., say my name, I'll say when, that paints a picture of something almost fated.
Yeah, like clockwork.
Right. The speaker knows the rule, knows the timing, and is ready to step back in. It's not if the call comes, it's when.
And then there's the bluntness of.
You said you'd change, but you're still the same, and then just starkly, and you'll come back again. It solidifies it. It points to this enduring, probably unhealthy attraction that logic or promises just can't touch. It's a really deep pattern, almost like an addiction to that specific dynamic.
Where the good and bad are just fused.
Exactly. The pleasure and the pain become inseparable. The relationship doesn't really move forward. It just repeats, it loops.
That's a powerful way to put it. Not growth, just this. Gravity, pulling them back to this intense known state. And that line, I'm the ache behind your grin, and you'll come back again. That really hits hard. What is that specific phrase, the ache behind your grin? Tell us about how deep this connection runs. It lingers even when things look okay.
The ache behind your grin. Yeah, that suggests this constant like undercurrent, a pull that's always there, even if everything seems fine on the surface.
Yeah.
It implies the speaker isn't just someone who pops in and out. They're a fundamental, almost haunting part of the other person's inner world.
Like an internal tension.
Exactly. A deep knowledge that this person is tied to something deeper, maybe unresolved, maybe even wounded inside the other. It's not just about the surface interactions. It's about the hidden impact, that emotional residue that keeps pulling them back.
A kind of shared vulnerability, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. A shared symbiotic vulnerability binding them, no matter what the story seems to be.
So this deep connection, even with the ache, it's not one-sided, is it? The lyrics seem to hint at a really complex dance of power, of responsibility.
Right.
When we hear lines like, "You make a mess, I play the fool," or "You light the match, I take the blame," what's that showing us about how they interact? Is it simple victim and villain?
Oh, it's absolutely more complex than that. Definitely not a simple victim-perpetrator thing.
Because?
Well, while the speaker says they play the fool or take the blame, which sounds passive at first, you have to balance that with their other descriptions of themselves, like declaring, "I'm not clean, but I'm not cruel," and later, "I'm not clean, but I'm not tame."
Right. Those aren't words someone uses if they see themselves as purely innocent.
Exactly. They admit their own flaws, their not clean status, but they push back against being cruel or, importantly, tame. This really raises questions about agency and surrender in these intense relationships.
So the speaker isn't just enduring it.
No, they seem like an active, aware participant, complicit even. They know their role and seem to be choosing it, at least on some level.
So it's less about assigned roles and more like they're co-authoring this whole dynamic.
Yeah.
That not clean admission is pretty striking. It suggests they know they're part of the trouble, too.
Right, precisely. That declaration of not being clean is a huge acknowledgement of their own complicity, their own part in the chaos. It implies they aren't just passively receiving the trouble, but actively engaging with it, maybe even, thriving in it a bit.
And the not tame part reinforces that.
Yeah, definitely. It suggests this inherent wildness, an untamed spirit that actually aligns perfectly with the trouble they're inviting. It's not about being pushed around. It's about a deep personal connection to this challenging, maybe exhilarating dynamic.
It forces you, the listener, to accept that responsibility here is really blurry.
Very blurry. Often in these situations, both people are active players in their own drama.
Okay, so beyond the internal stuff, the shared responsibility, what really makes this whole story pop are the images, the sensory detail.
Oh, yeah, the imagery is incredible.
The song isn't just telling us, it's showing us this world. Lines like, "Eyes like sin, lips that know," and then shadows crawl across your chest. And those scenes, backseat hymns and motel screams, how do those details build such a tangible feeling, almost cinematic?
Yeah, well, these concrete images are just super effective at hitting you with the emotion, viscerally.
Oh, so?
Eyes like sin, boom, you get temptation, danger, allure. Lips that know, that implies deep intimacy, maybe even a kind of manipulative skill. The shadows crawl across your chest. That suggests intimacy, but with darkness, secrets, maybe a quiet threat under the passion.
And the hymns and screams.
That's just masterful juxtaposition, isn't it? Sacred, profane, raw passion, desperation. It hints at a life lived on the edges, outside the norms, where feelings swing wildly between, spiritual and primal.
Yeah, it completely immerses you in their world, the whole atmosphere.
Definitely.
And the metaphors are just as potent, like, "Every lie you tell, I wear like a dress." That's such a powerful personal image, connecting a lie to clothing.
It's incredibly strong. That and "we make love like broken dreams." These metaphors really deepen the impact, mixing intimacy with pain, beauty with tragedy.
What does wearing a lie like a dress suggest about the speaker's identity here?
It implies more than just accepting the deception. It's like integrating it completely into who they are.
Like it becomes part of them.
Yeah, something they wear publicly, constantly reminded of it, part of their fabric. It suggests this deep internalization. The partner's actions don't just affect them, they become them in a way.
And making love like broken dreams.
That speaks volumes, doesn't it, about a connection that, for all its intensity, is fundamentally flawed. Maybe doomed to sadness, but they still pursue it, almost desperately. It's a beautiful, tragic summary of their intimate despair.
Wow. A connection that both nourishes and wounds.
Simultaneously, yeah.
It feels like the speaker isn't just observing this stuff, they're embodying it. which brings us right to their own internal world, which is so complex. They seem so self-aware. They see the relationship isn't changing. You said you'd change, but you're still the same. Clear-eyed about that.
Right.
But then despite that clarity, they admit this deep yearning. You're the sin I pray for when the night has won. That's just fascinating. It's such a contradiction. Knowing the truth, but still wanting the sin.
And that really gets to the heart of the speaker accepting their own complex, often contradictory desires, which is, profoundly human. When they say, touch me like trouble, wild and undone, that feels less like just reacting to the partner and more like embracing something deep and maybe untamed within themselves.
So they're not just a victim of the trouble.
No, they're actively inviting it. It's almost like they need it for their own sense of self, to feel wild and undone. That's not weakness. It's a kind of defiant agency, a conscious choice to engage with a part of their own nature that clicks with the specific kind of intense, messy connection.
So the sin they pray for isn't just the partner.
It's also about what that partner unlocks inside them. It's recognizing that maybe some parts of us actually thrive in chaos or find a strange kind of freedom in destructive patterns.
So it's not just about the relationship dynamics outside, but deeply about how this connection feeds something internal for the speaker, a part of them that needs this intensity, even knowing the potential damage.
Absolutely. It's a real deep dive into that part of the psyche where desire just overrides logic, where the forbidden feels more real, more alive sometimes than the safer path. The willingness to be wild and undone, it feels like rejecting normal expectations for relationships, choosing instead this raw connection that speaks to something deeper, more primal.
And that's where art like this really shines, right? Exploring the messy, uncomfortable stuff without easy answers.
Exactly.
So wrapping this up, what does all this mean for us, for you listening? When we peel back the layers of a song like this, we've dug into this magnetic, maybe destructive, but undeniably powerful connection. Its cycles, its power plays, the speaker's complicated awareness.
Well, I think these lyrics, even though they tell a specific story, they really tap into universal human things, don't they? Desire, how we see ourselves, the pull of the forbidden. They remind us how art, just a few lines sometimes, can mirror these complex parts of life so brilliantly. It invites us to think about similar dynamics, maybe things we've seen or even felt ourselves.
It's true.
It shows how we often chase intense experiences, even knowing the risks, almost like needing that heightened emotion, that trouble, just to feel truly alive. It makes you think about that fine line between passion and self-destruction and how tempting that line can be.
Yeah, it really is. It's a testament to how art can voice feelings that are hard to pin down otherwise, shedding light on the messy truths of how we connect. Which leaves us wondering, maybe, in relationships that burn this bright, how much of the trouble are we actually looking for ourselves? And how much of that poison do we choose to drink? Willingly, maybe even desperately, knowing the cost, just to feel something profound. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the raw power of lyrical expression. We hope you carry these thoughts with you the next time art makes you stop and really consider the complex web of human emotion. Until next time.